What's up, good folks? Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Bernicia, and you're here with N.E.X.T. If you're new here, please hit that like button. Also, while you're at it, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you guys know when I drop a new video. Okay, so y'all seen the title. Y'all already know that we're here to do another recap for the Baddies Africa. Now, I missed last week, but because I missed last week and some of this week's drama kind of falls into last week, you know, some of that drama kind of fell into this week, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like recap or talk about the highlights from last week. Okay, so Summer came back. Okay, she came back. She's still with the same fuck shit. The only difference about Summer re-arrival or reappearance is the fact that she got that big ass thing on her lip. Other than that, the girl is still a wild banshee. Okay,
nigga, you gotta go. The fuck is wrong with you?
Big Lex ended up fighting Dolly again. Okay, so what happened was Natalie called one of these little house meeting things after the little war dance that the African dancers did. Okay, she called like this, you know, stand on your business time. And so Tavi called Dolly out about her chain, but Dolly didn't want to give her no smoke. And so Lex stood up and decided to take the fade for Dolly because Dolly was allegedly injured, her eye patch, and couldn't see. But she was doing a hell of a lot of cheering, but she couldn't see. Okay, so anyway, Big Lex gets up, and I ain't gonna lie, she mocked Tavi twice. Okay, twice. But Tavi don't give up. Okay, and Tavi is a dog with a bone. All right, as you guys will see in this here reunion or this here recap. Okay, so then the new girl Marissa, we ended up finding out a lot more tea about her. So apparently her and Russian had like this little threesome situation, and I don't know if they hooked up after the threesome, but either way, her and Russian was playing oochie coochie, and well, let's just say things didn't end well between them two. Okay, and also Marissa is currently dating Cold Killer's baby daddy. Okay, and my whole thing is, according to Marissa, everything is all cope and steady, but come this episode, we're gonna find out a little bit more about that too. Okay. Also, Russian is a fucking snake, and this bitch can't keep no friends. She go from friend to friend to friend. At the same time, I can't blame you, Russian. I ain't finna stay on no sinking ship either, bitch. Let's go. Moving on, child. Alright, so this week's episode picks up with the fight between Dolly and Tavi. Okay, so Tavi finally gets to get her rounds in with Dolly, and they fought 2 rounds initially. Okay, after the square up, they fought 2 rounds. Now Dolly hands down got that first round. She did. She got that first round, but that second round, I'll give it to Tavi. I'll give it to Tavi. I seen a lot more hits from Tavi on the second round. Okay. Now they did fight. Now with the second round, they split them up for that second round, right? And so Tavi goes off to the side, and you know she's like amped up, wired up, all that good shit. And then you got Ivory over there like grabbing this girl's face, and grabbing her neck and shit. Talk about some, you know what I'm saying? She was trying to encourage her, trying to, you know, tell her to keep her pussy up and stuff like that. She was really being encouraging to Tavi, but it did. But it did, you know, it came off a little crazy how she was going about it or whatever. I don't know what the fuck she said to Tavi, but when Tavi got back in there for that round 2, she definitely came with a lot more energy. So, for what it's worth, Ivory's encouragement did help, okay? Meanwhile, you got DTB up there fucking chanting, "Give her back the chain! Give her back the chain!" So she tried to rile the girls up to start chanting. Child, when I tell you ain't nobody said a motherfucker thing, DTB was like, okay, well, y'all gonna let me hang? Okay. DTB, listen, for some reason these girls really just don't fuck with you like that, friend. I don't know why, but the last time you tried to initiate some shit, they ain't following along with you, bitch. Because the last time she tried to do a food fight last season, they wasn't having that either. So I don't know what it is about your vibe, DTB, but the girls really just don't be fucking with you like that. I'm just saying. Okay, so anyway, round 3. Now, I'll just say this about Dolly. Dolly kind of seemed like she was a little bit out of it. Like, the bitch kept trying to chill in between rounds. I don't know if she expected Lex or, you know, Summer to pick up the slack or whatever. But the bitch kept feeling the need to chill. And with with Tavi being as mad as she was about the whole situation, Dolly shouldn't have been fucking chilling. Dolly should have been on her fucking toes, like 100% of the time, because Tavi ended up sneaking her 2 or 3 times, like, and it was nasty work every time, like thopping. And you know, Dolly's so fragile. That bitch get burnt bits out of proportion. Out of proportion after every fight. Like, you get maybe 1 good round out of her ass, 2, 1.5 rounds, and then after that, the bitch is done. She's done. Okay? Oh, and another thing, the audacity of her to keep calling Tavi a man and keep saying things about Tavi looking like a man. Did anybody ever tell Dolly that she looked like Uncle Fester when her wig is off? Because, boy, the way that bitch got them high calics and the way that her edge line goes way back yonder, I don't know why she's sitting up there talking about anybody look like a man. Because, girl, without pounds of makeup and a wig, you look a little rough, my love. You look a little rough. I'll say that. So anyway, at this point, Natalie has had enough. And I say that with quotation marks, y'all. Because she kept telling Dolly that Dolly need to give Tavi back her chain. But Dolly wasn't hearing that shit. And I don't know why the fuck Natalie didn't just pull her motherfucking foot down like, stop. Like motherfucking Kurt Franklin. She should have pulled her foot down and said, hey, give her that chain back, I'm sending your ass home. Simple. Because the way that she sat there and allowed Dolly to play up with her, and then when Rolly went over there to get the motherfucking chain, Dolly had the audacity to hand Rolly the chain. But bitch, you ain't, bitch. I thought Natalie was the executive CEO or whatever the fuck she is. I thought she was all that. Child, as they say, Natalie, when you play with a puppy, you get licked dead in the mouth. And in your case, you get licked all in your motherfucking pie hole. I'm just saying. So anyway, as Natalie tried to go on her I'm so sick and tired of this chain shit and dun da da and all that other bullshit, the arguing commences. Okay, so you got Summer arguing with the 3 girls over there because she said she had some shit to get off her chest before she left and da da da. So she arguing with the 3 girls, and so next thing you know, Summer tells Cold Killer that she need to be arguing with a bitch over there fucking her baby daddy, okay? And that's when Marissa stands up at that point, okay? Now, I don't know. Girl, child. We'll get to Marissa later, but Meanwhile, you got all this chaos going on, everybody fighting, everybody running up on everybody. Everybody arguing this shit. Tavi runs back up on Dolly and thump her ass. This shit was so fast. And Dolly was just like, whoa. Dolly was just standing there like she was a lost fucking puppy. And for the life of me, I don't understand it. Because, bitch, you see how mad this hoe is. You see how mad she is. And Dolly kept antagonizing. Listen, Tavi may not have been able to beat your ass up straight up like that. But the way that she kept coming back for you was very much dangerous in itself. I'd rather just got a head up ass woman than a bitch to keep sneaking me and knocking me continuously until they prove their point or whatever have you. Bitch, let's just fight heads up and get her done. But that wasn't good enough for Tavi. Tavi felt like she wasn't winning the fight, so she kept going. I don't know. I'm not mad, okay? Because Tavi is fighting for a point. Dolly just need to get that girl her chain back, okay? It's the principle. It's the disrespect of it all, okay? And like I said, Natalie definitely needs to put a fucking cork in this situation. So next thing you know, K Weekend comes running out of nowhere and attacks Summer. The way she ran up on Summer and thumped her ass, that shit was funny. It would live rent free in my head. And side note, Cold Killer. Now in her confessionals, she looked real nice and classy. In this picture, you would have never known that everything came out her mouth was ratchet and hood as fuck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, why you gotta be such a nigga? You dressed up like a pretty lady. Why is you being such a nigga right now? It don't make any sense. Child, I just had to say that. So anywho, K-Rican decides to call out Russian next, okay? She still got beef with Russian from when Russian slapped her at the winery. Or snuck her at the winery. So she was like, bitch, what it is, what's up? And Russian's like, well, I wasn't planning on fighting you right now because, mind you, Russian's arm is still in the cast, okay? So K-Rican runs up on Russian, and Russian, I ain't gonna lie, Russian did what she did. It wasn't really like a fight like that. It was kind of like a cat fight, but Russian got the better of it, okay? Cask and all. She got out there in the paint and got the better of it, all right? And so, next thing you know, K-Rican is screaming at Big Lex them, telling them, like, y'all over there standing with that bitch, and she was sitting up there calling y'all ugly. This, that, and the third. So, she started going back and forth. And so, mind you, last episode, Russian came to the room, well, earlier that day, Russian came to the room and because she had overheard the girls talking about the video, and so she came to the room and told them ahead of time what was said. Okay, so they already was aware that Russian had called them ugly or whatever, whoop de whoop. And so Rolly goes over and her and Scotty shows them the video or whatever, but the big three don't seem to be phased at all about the situation, and I really don't blame them. I think that they're right for not reacting, because it's just like, how would it look for all three of y'all to jump on top of that girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, for once, have some brains, okay? And in this instance, they did, okay? Next thing you know, LCK pulls the basket off her head, and she says, come on, Cold Killer, I need that Cold Killer, come on, Cold Killer. So, Cold Killer had ended up slapping the cow shit out of LCK when they was at the winery. So LCK said, bitch, this is the revenge of the nerds. In this instance, the revenge of the baddie, bitch. I'm finna come and get you, bitch. On Zimbabwe. Okay, bitch? I'm coming to get you. So her and Cold Killer fought like, I think 2 rounds maybe. Child, it wasn't nothing to watch, to be honest. Cold Killer can't fight. LCK can't fight. But if I have to give him a rating, Cold Killer be a 3 out of 5. And LCK is a 1-, bitch. Because neither one of them can fight. So that's that. So anywho, while Cold Killer and Elsie was fighting, right, Rican ran up on Elsie. So Big Lex pretty much stuck in to try to like stop Rican from jumping Elsie. But when she did that, Fauna came over and Cole caught the shit out of Lex. Right in her motherfucking face. So Lex put out that long ass Skeletor finger and said, come here. Bitch, come here. Like, give me that. Like, you gotta get running. You gotta run it, right? So, Fauna and Lex, they ended up fighting like 2 rounds. And let me just tell you, Lex mopped the shit out of her ass. Now, I'll say this about Lex. Lex is definitely upping her record when it comes to ass, because she been slaying bitches left and right. Ain't nobody pull her down yet. So, she been eating that ass up, okay? Y'all was talking about the new heavy hitter. The new heavy hitter is definitely Big Lex, okay? And so there was this one point where she punched Fauna and Fauna fell for it. She talking about something, she slipped. Bitch, you ain't slipped. There was no slip and fall, bitch. Oh, baby. You ain't getting no lawsuit from that. No slip and fall, bitch. So, anyway. So Natalie's like, okay. Okay, is everybody done? Did everybody get everything off their chest? Because we have to go to the club. Okay? We still have to get ready and go to the club. And it's so crazy because as she said that, you got Tavi standing behind her with a fucking ice bag on her eye. Man, I died fucking laughing. It's not funny, but it's just like, bitch. After all this shit that they just went through just now, they still gotta go to the club. Oh, bitch, I almost fucking died. So, anyway, child, LCK steps to the field and say, I'm not going home. I'm not going home. I'm here to stay. And then, so Rolly was like, and how is that exactly? And so DTB asked Rolly, like, okay, so why you think that LCK and Cream should go home or whatever, woo-de-woo. So Rolly's like, well, you don't stay in them business, this, that, and the third, da-da-da. And so LCK was like, well, shit, I'll fight about it. Like, whatever. And when she said that, Russian, who was standing right next to her, turned around and thopped the shit out of LCS. Russian said, bitch, I gotta fight for my spot real quick, and this hoe just called me out, so let's get it, boy. Russian turned around and thopped the shit out of her ass, boy. Now, LC, I don't know what you had going on, girl. Was you trying to give Russian a hug? Was that a love hug or some shit? Because, bitch, the way that she was grabbing onto Russian's neck didn't make no sense. I didn't see Elsie swing but one time, and she had her head down. Looked like the bitch was trying to swing to keep herself standing, like type swing. I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but it was ridiculous, child. So anyway, they break up the fight. Everybody sitting around here falsely hyping up LCK. Elsie like, yeah, I did my big one. Yeah, I did my big one. Girl, you ain't do a motherfuck thing but hug Russian. What the fuck? And then so BTB starts to call out Russian because she's like, you know what, you're fake as fuck because you could have talked to her about it. Like, why did you swing on her when she wasn't looking? But I agree with Russian in this instance. It's like, okay, well, bitch, she just said that she'll fight about it. So, bitch, you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Like, how you going to say some shit like that and then I have to talk to you to prepare you for a fight? What sense does that make? And you just called me out and just said that you willing to fucking fight me. So, like, bitch, no. Bitch, I'm thumping your ass. Bitch, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I agree with... I side with Russian on this one. So, anywho, Fauna and Lex start arguing about, you know... Because Fauna feels like Lex be trying to be her friend off camera and things like that. Lex disagrees with the whole situation. And then for some reason, she targets Scotty and says, I don't know what you back there talking about while you agreeing with them. Talking about some, because basically the girls were saying like y'all standing with Russian and Russian called y'all ugly. So Big Lex was basically like, okay, well, Scotty, you standing next to Natalie and she called you ugly. And so Scotty was like, well, it's not the same. So in Scotty's mind, she feels like because she don't fight with Natalie and, you know, she haven't been calling Natalie her bitch. But bitch, just about 2-3 episodes ago, you and Natalie had to sit down trying to work on y'all relationship. So, I mean, make it make sense. Okay, Lex do have a point. Like, she called her ass out on that one, right? But yeah, I just think that, you know, Lex didn't have to say nothing to Scotty because Scotty wasn't like she was. I don't know, but when Lex called Scotty out, Scotty was minding her own motherfucking business. So I don't understand why she keep targeting Scotty. It's definitely something there. It's something there because it's one thing for you to just not like her, but like make it make sense. You feel me? And for me, the way that Lex keeps coming for Scotty, it gives personal. It gives personal. So I'm wondering what all of that is about, child. Hopefully we find out eventually. Next thing you know, Summer starts going at Marissa. So she's like, wait, what's up? You got a problem? You want to handle that? Or some shit, some little slick remark she made to Marissa. So Marissa was like, you don't want none of this. And Summer was like, you don't want none of this either. And like, with the running her mouth talking and shit to my son, all she gonna do is talk. Child, tell me why Marissa ran right up on Summer and thopped her right in her shit. Punched her ass right in the lip on top of that thing that's on her lip. That shit was funny as hell. It was so bad, everybody motherfucking cheered. Some of them girls really just don't like you, girl. So, anywho, child, they go to fighting, and I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't one. I don't know. Child, Marissa swing crazy as hell, and I couldn't really see whether or not more than one hit connected, because I know one hit connected. She got Summer ass in the lip. But anywho, child, so Natalie tries to clear out the space. She's like, hey, we finna get ready to go to the club now. Everybody disembark. And so the girls started taking off. Next thing you know, Tavi walked past Dolly. The bitch must have thought about it, turned around and punched the shit out of Dolly ass. And I don't know what the fuck Dolly had going on, because not only was she standing in between Summer and Lex, who just stood there, but Dolly looked like she was in a fucking another world or something. Like, bitch, why you keep letting your guard down like that? That's crazy. So anywho, child, the girls get ready to go out to the club. A couple of the girls didn't go. Of course, Russian decided not to go because she felt like she needed to go to the hospital. Her broken arm got brokener. Then you had Dolly, who was getting bandaged up, but she did go out to the club. So I think the only ones who stayed was Russian, Tavi, and fucking Fauna, because them three was just over it and they needed to recoup. Okay, so the girls get to the club. And everything was all good. Like, they was turning up, having a good time. Ivory, in particular, was having a splendid motherfucking time. Homegirl was lit. When I say she was lit, okay? Because the way that she walked up on Dolly, well, first, like, she was out there dancing with, I believe it was Pretty P. Okay, so she was dancing with Pretty P, right? And so then she turns around and she kind of, like, goes up to Summer and grabs at her throat. And Summer pushes Ivory away, but you could tell, like, Ivory just, you know what I'm saying? She's just trying to dance on him or whatever, feeling herself. So then she turns to Dolly and tries to do the same thing to Dolly, but Dolly pushed her ass back, like pushed her hand back, and she was like, at first you could tell, like, Ivory still, like, it took Ivory a second, because she's still, like, realizing, like, Dolly ain't fucking off. Dolly ain't playing with her ass. And so next thing you know, Dolly cold caught the shit out of Ivory and knocked her ass on the floor. And so them two get up. But Ivory was so motherfucking heated because the security would not let them fight. Okay, so my whole thing is, because I'm not biased, and God knows I do not really care much for Dolly. Okay, I don't like her character or the role that she plays on the show. I don't care much for her, but I'm not biased. Okay, it is what it is. I know what my eyes saw. Okay, my eyes saw Ivory over there coaching the opposition against a fight with Dolly. Okay, so she over there coaching the fuck out of Tavi. Hell, she probably the reason why Tavi got Dolly that second round, because she went over there and encouraged the shit out of motherfucking Dolly. Encouraged the shit out of motherfucking Tavi. And it was more than one occasion where where Ivory would be coaching the opposition against fighting her or Summer, or her or Lex, or one of them. You know what I'm saying?
When the wind blow, you blow this way, then you blow that way. Girl, bye.
So it's like, you can't really be mad at Dolly for standing on business, because it's like, bitch, you coming all in my face trying to dance and shit like we cool like that. Bitch, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you, and you know I don't fuck with you. So, like, don't come over here in my face trying to be cool and friendly. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when she first swung Ivory's arms out her face, I feel like that was kind of like a warning shot. But then she ended up popping her. And like I said, I don't know if I'm mad at that. Okay? So, child, next thing you know, it goes up. Okay? So, now you got the security trying to hold back Ivory. Meanwhile, DTB decides to pretend she'll fucking Spider-Man. This motherfucker finds the biggest pole and climb that motherfucker, and then do some type of WWE SmackDown move on Dolly ass, like elbow the shit out of her ass from that pole. Like, she fell down, like jumped down, and like boom. She took a big risk, because bitch, what if you would have hit your damn elbow on something and you would have went elbow first on something hard? Girl, ain't enough ibuprofen in the world to help you with that shit. Okay, so she very much fortunate that she didn't get her ass hurt trying to do that. But shit, Pretty P got active. Like, they were trying to hold Pretty P. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ivory little squad, they got with it. But Ivory, she was so motherfucking mad, right? Mind you, she was drunk, so she was so motherfucking mad that she was out there choking and pushing the shit out of Pretty P and DTB when they was trying to, like, calm her down. You feel me? Like, calm down. We had a booking, like, calm down, calm down, calm down. Woo woo. So then they meanwhile the scene flash, and you got Dolly, Lex, and Summer. They sitting on a Sprinter van, right? And so Dolly, she got like a rag or something to her face. Like, I don't know, she says just a scratch we can't see from the angle that she's sitting, facing towards the camera. So anywho, she talking about how, you know, she was having a good night, how they fucked up her vibe because, you know what I'm saying, they came from off the stage. Well, Ivory, you know, and Pretty P, they came from off the stage to what they was. And she was like, bitch, you know I don't fuck with you like that. Like, you can't play with everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, because, you know, you never know how a person might react to certain shit. Like, for example, Summer kind of like laughed it off and pushed Ivory away, but Dolly reacted totally fucking different. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know you ain't really cool with these girls like that, even though you drunk, you inebriated, and you feel like there's no fight. And so you not like thinking that type of thing, you're not thinking like, oh, this bitch gonna hit me. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, you're not thinking like that. You feel me? And at the other hand too, I kind of feel bad for Ivory because I know she was embarrassed. Like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to be, friendly with a bitch, and then they turn around and deck the shit out of you. So it's just like, okay, well now bitch is up. Plus Ivory was super fucking drunk, so it was just a whole lot going on. But once again, like, I think in this situation, that alcohol is definitely to blame, because I feel like if Ivory wasn't so drunk, she wouldn't have reacted like that. I mean, she wouldn't have went over there trying to be all in Dolly's face. So anywho, they finally get everybody outside. Natalie's going off at this point. She was like, we just got banned from Africa. We're banned from all of Africa. We're banned. We're banned. Natalie's a fucking mess. So anywho, Cold Killer, clearly the girl didn't believe her, because Cold Killer went in her confessional was talking about something. Natalie, stop lying. Like, we ain't banned from shit. Like, so I don't really know, but child, I wouldn't be surprised if they was banned for Africa, because them hoodlums, they was acting like some motherfucking wild banshees. No cap. So anywho, it takes a while for them to finally let Ivory get to Dolly. They had Ivory on the van, and Natalie was telling her like, wait. I was like, no, bitch, I want, like, no. Ivory wanted that shit. You feel me? So I guess the Sprinter van ride, because I think at this point they had made it back to the house, and I think the Sprinter van ride was an hour. Ivory said, because she said she'll wait an hour to kick that bitch ass. So anywho, this is pretty much the end of the episode, where they get off the Sprinter van. Where Ivory and Pretty P come right behind her. They getting off the Sprinter van, and not DTV, but Dolly is standing up there looking like a little man, sitting up there looking like DMX in that outfit. Child, she's standing up there waiting on Ivory, or whatever, what the case is. And you know what I'm saying? The craziest part about it, I do understand from both girls' perspectives. And I think, considering the fact that they had just fought, like, Dolly was literally still in the clothes she fought in, which was kind of low-key stank. Like, bitch, you ain't go bathe, because I know you was sweating and bleeding and everything. Like, can you go fucking bathe, take a shower? Okay, but whatever. I'm kind of like half and half. Well, I'm not half and half. I kind of side more so with Dolly, because I understand, like, bitch, don't be coming up on me, playing all up in my face, especially grabbing my motherfucking neck, bitch. Like, I'm gonna react like that too. So I don't know, but I know that Ivory really wasn't on that type of timing, and so I do feel bad for her for that fact. But it was a potentially good night that was ruined, because some blame it on alcohol. Okay, so anyway, the episode goes off with Dolly and Ivory getting it in, and y'all, that was a good fight. That right there is something that I would pay to watch these two fight, because them hoes was fighting hard. Like, bitch, boom, 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 throwing them bow, boom, 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 boom. So we have yet to see the end result. The end result will be on next week's episode. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, judging from the recap, it looked like that episode is finna be up, okay? Next episode, we're going to see Ivory get it in. Ivory and Dolly getting it in again and again. Pretty P gonna get active. Fucking Rican and Cold Killer, I think, fought Summer. It was a lot going on. And then, funny enough, we get to see like a little clip of Natalie and fucking Natalie and what's her name? What's that girl name? Natalie and Scotty sitting down. So Scotty with that, oh, I don't fuck with her like that, she's not my good girlfriend, and all this, that, and the third. Well, honey, it's kind of funny to see you sitting right there all chumpy chow with Miss Chin herself, okay? But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode in the comment section. Feel free to pop your shit, but make it make sense, and please stick to the fucking topic. God damn. Hard enough for me to do it. Y'all need to stay on topic. Alright. Also, if you are new here, like I said, subscribe. Hit the like button if you guys like this video. And with that being said, I'm all folks. Deuces.